Welcome to Dunndark. And welcome to Carpe Diem Reboot. Last time, we found out that a certain someone is leaving, which is sad. But, you know, you gotta move on with life. You gotta pursue higher aspirations. That's what really matters. So now, we're waking up again. It's the next day. We went painting. That was pretty fun. The heat of the sun blasts through the windows of my room. It's dead quiet, but I could have sworn I heard Ai's voice just moments ago. Oh, hi. I opened my eyes to find Ai sitting on the floor right next to the bed. She's holding a phone to her ear and staring at me. She looks confused. The first thing that comes to mind is that maybe Yume broke the news to her, but I doubt that's something she'd want to do over the phone. Yeah, that's fair. Also, is she holding is that supposed to be like some kind of flip phone? But with like screens on both sides? That doesn't even make sense. That's not how phones work. So I thought they're supposed to be smartphones. Smartphones can't be flip phones, duh. Okay. I look back at Ai, hoping she'll say something. Anything. The longer I stare, the more anxious I become. Wait, is that my phone? Oh, so that's his phone, right? Because I was wondering, I thought she bought a new fancy phone, so maybe our protagonist here, Young, has an old phone. Because, didn't he say he's had the same old phone for a really long time? I shoot out of bed. I can faintly make out a voice on the other end of the phone. I remained silent despite the other voices talking and continue staring at me. Who is that? No reply. Pulled the phone from her hand and, in a panic, pressed my ear to it. There's only one person who this could be.
Hello, Jung.
What do you want?
Hey now, calm down for a second.
Why did you call? What'd you tell her?
Well, to be fair, I called you. She just happened to be the one to pick up.
I take a few steps away from Ai. Well, what did you tell her?
Jung, wait just a second,
Spit it out, Seiji. What do you tell her? I can hear him sigh from the other end of the phone.
Everything.
I drop to the floor in shock. My left hand instinctively covers my eyes.
Everything that you should have already told her.
My mind goes blank. It's over. It's all over.
I've made up my mind, Jung.
What? What are you talking about?
If you don't have the guts to get rid of that thing, so be it. I'll just have to take it from you.
Oh no, that sounds bad. No, you can't do that. You can't.
I can't what, Jung? Play God? We were bound by contract, a contract that you violated, and now things need to be changed. Effective immediately, the project is being rerouted. For this to happen, that thing must be taken into custody. Think of the greater good, Jung. What you're doing is dangerous.
You can't have her.
And neither can you. I trusted you with this, Jung. You, of all people, should know just how dangerous that thing can be.
I wonder what he's talking about. Is there some extra backstory we haven't heard yet? You listen to me, Seiji. I'm not giving you anything. You aren't taking anything. End of story.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see about that, won't we?
Seiji! He hangs up. I'm left shaking, able to process a single coherent thought. Well, that's one way to open an episode. This can't be happening. I pull myself together and get off the floor. I reach for Ai's phone on the computer desk and turn it off. Immediately afterwards, I turn off my own. I go over to Ai and sit next to her. Neither of us are speaking. She's confused. I'm in shock. I don't know where to go from here.
Young?
She looks at me, half broken.
Who is Seiji? And what was he talking about?
He's no one. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's not what it sounded like.
This isn't the first time. This is the first time that Ai has ever raised her voice at me. That's right. She's probably even more scared than I am right now, and she probably has the right to be. I just didn't want her to find out like this. I'm sorry. I press my hands together so hard that my fingers begin to turn purple. What'd he say to you, I
don't know. Something about creating me? It was something about a project. Young, I'm confused. What am I?
I don't know where to start. There's so much I need to say, and not even a portion of it would be a proper answer to that question.
He said that he owns me. Is he telling the truth?
No, of course not. You're you. No one owns you. Not me, not anyone.
Well, then what? What is going on? What am I supposed to do?
Listen, do you remember my story about Adam? She waits a moment, probably trying to remember, before nodding that she does. Well, Seiji... How can I put this? Seiji works for the government. He's basically Adam's best friend and worst enemy. They were rivals of some sort. Okay, they're rivals. Huh. Well, they had the utmost respect for one another. Their ideals often clashed. Seiji was one of the only people to voice opposition to Adam's New World Order. Remember how I told you that Adam wanted me to join up with him? Well, the reason for that was simple. He wanted to use my expertise.
Your expertise? What do you mean?
Adam had many plans for many different things, but the idea of artificial intelligence being used as an intellectual weapon for conquest was one of the most frequently brought up. For that, he needed me. At the time, I was the only one advanced enough in the field to be able to create something of that caliber.
Don't tell me. Is that what I am? A weapon?
No, not quite. Not yet, at least. Like I said, I declined his invitation due to the fact that I despised artificial intelligence. Oh, he doesn't like AI. Well, there you go. However, when people started to figure out Adam's reasoning for wanting me, the fear began to spread. Even though I made it clear I wasn't going to join him, many people were terrified of what would happen if I did. In fact, I even heard some of them plotting against me after he died.
But why? He was dead.
Well, maybe that's why he moved to the middle of nowhere, so that he could hide from the people who were plotting against him. That's a thing you would do. Because the fact remained that I was capable of creating something so powerful. It just took everyone a while to realize the limitations. They saw me as a threat, and threats need to be eradicated. That's when Seiji came to the picture. He was one of the people who wanted to keep me in check. But, unlike many of the others, he understood my situation. So, eventually, he came up with a plan that would work for the both of us. After I escaped, ran away from Lily, Seiji found me and offered me a deal. In exchange for my protection and freedom, I'd have to work on one project with him. The project was to create a countermeasure, something that was going to be the complete opposite of what Adam wanted for me.
Now I'm even more confused.
But bluntly, Adam wanted to make a weapon, and Seiji wanted to make something that could take down that weapon. In other words, Seiji wanted me to construct a program that would work against me if I ever did decide to create something as life-threatening as what Adam wanted. The project is convoluted, I will admit that. But first and foremost, I need to be able to figure out the limitations of artificial intelligence. Just what could it be capable of when pushed to the limits? With that in mind, I created a test subject. I stopped speaking and look at Ai. She's still plagued by confusion. But when I stop speaking, she realizes what I'm trying to tell her. That she is the test subject. Clearly. Her expression changes to shock. So, that's the story. In any case, we need to make some changes from now on. We're not going to be able to go outside much anymore. I'm sorry, I know how much you love... Freeze. No, it's too soon. This can't be happening, not yet. The moment we hear pounding at the door, I put to the bathroom, motioning Ai to hide. She quickly but quietly rushes inside and closes the door behind her. I stand up and slowly make my way towards the door. In my head, I prepare for the worst. I've underestimated Seiji yet again. I take a final gulp of air as I lock my hand into place and around the doorknob. Closing my eyes, I pull it open.
Hey, what are you guys doing? And why are your eyes closed?
My god, Yume. You almost made me piss my pants.
I'm sorry. You guys had your phones turned off, so I... Wait, did I interrupt something?
What? No, you shouldn't be here right now. I calls out from the bathroom in a quiet voice.
Yume, is that you?
Hey, I. Still down for basketball today?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I burst out of the bathroom and sprints towards her best friend. Damn it. I grab Yume by the arm and pull her inside. Aww.
Yume!
Aww. I wraps her arms around Yume, tighter than I have ever seen before.
What's wrong? Jung, did you make her cry again?
It's complicated. I didn't make her cry. Well, technically I did, but it's a long story. Yume, you need to leave. You shouldn't be here right now.
Why? What's going on?
I'll explain later. Please, just go, now.
I would, but...
Yume looks down. Ai's head is still buried against her chest. Yume needs to leave. We can't get her involved in this. Ai shakes her head and squeezes Yume even harder.
Looks like I'm staying put.
I let out an irritated sigh. 4 dots. Why does Yume need to get wrapped up in this too?
Listen, I don't want to leave you two here like this. Maybe you can tell me what the problem is. We can fix it together.
I don't even know where to start.
Here, let's all sit down and relax. Take it easy. Just tell me something. Anything.
So is they gonna like try to run off somewhere where Seiji can't find them? Or something? You know? The government is after Ai.
What? Why?
Because of me, Yume. Because of me.
You're going to have to give me more than that.
My heartbeat slows down. Wow. I begin to collect my thoughts. I tell Yume everything I've already told Ai. All the way from Adam's death up to the production of the test subject. She listens carefully while holding Ai's hand. Ai, still confused and in shock, refuses to let go of Yume. I feel a bit less tension telling the story the second time around, but I still can't shake the guilt. I can't even imagine what these two must be thinking of me right now. So that's it. Seiji somehow found out about what happened with Ai, and he isn't gonna stop until he finds her and takes her in.
But what is he going to do if he takes her in?
I don't know what you want me to tell you. It won't be good, I can guarantee you that much.
Wait, but why didn't you tell her this before? If she knew, she probably wouldn't have made a body in the first place.
Oh, what? I was supposed to just expect she'd do something like that? I had no idea things would play out like this. I don't know, some parts were pretty obvious. Ai speaks for the first time in a while. Her voice is shaking.
Is that why you implemented a decay?
What?
When Young created me, there was a single flaw I was incapable of correcting.
Did Young put that in on purpose?
At first, everything was fine. I was able to operate at full capacity every single day.
I should have seen that coming.
But as time went on, my system began to require regular shutdown periods. Although I was able to predict when they would happen, my runtime gradually became shorter and shorter. I don't know how it took me this long to realize.
Jung, is this true?
I look away. It's true. Every last bit of it. I feel sick to my stomach.
But why? Why would you do something like that?
Like I said before, this was supposed to just be a project. I needed a countermeasure, and this was the easiest one. In the event of the program running wild, there would need to be a date of permanent shutdown.
I knew those weren't tears of joy.
What tears? What were you talking about?
When you first this body I made, you were crying. You might not remember it, but you were. But you weren't crying because you were happy to see me, the real me. You were crying because you were filled with regret, because I did something that you wished I didn't.
Ugh. Ugh.
Am I wrong?
Are you saying that I wanted your program to collapse? That I didn't care about you at all?
No, you didn't. This stupid project was your priority, and now I'm...
You know what? Fine. You're right. I was terrified of the situation. I was terrified that something like this was going to happen, but even more so, I was terrified of losing you. Yes, one part of me insisted that you were just an experiment, nothing more. But the bigger part of me was already attached to you as a person, as a friend. And at some point, I actually thought of trying to find a way to remove the ticking time bomb inside you, so we could stay together. I chokes back tears of her own. So sad. The room is silent and filled with tension. Yume speaks out and to try to fix things.
Guys, calm down. You can fight about this later, but right now we need to think of a plan.
Yeah, they do.
Jung, what do you want to do?
Ai looks at me, terrified of what I might say. She's probably expecting me to betray her and save myself. She's probably expecting me to run away. Just like I did when I killed Adam. Prequel game when? No, but I will never let them have you, ever.
Is there somewhere you could go? Like a hiding place or something?
Maybe a prequel game would be cool. Even if we left the country, Seiji would be able to find us. He has eyes everywhere.
Does he know about me?
Maybe? I don't think so. Why?
Well, can't you just hide at my place for now? It would at least buy you some time to think of your next move.
Told you, Yume, you can't get yourself involved in this.
I'm already involved. If you think you're the only one who wants to protect Ai, you're wrong. I'm not just going to walk out on her when she needs me the most.
Great. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Fine. You want to risk your life? Let's do it. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Well then what are you waiting for? Let's go!
Go through the back where they can't see you. And that's assuming they haven't already. Take Ai with you. I'll stay here and deal with Seiji when he comes.
What? What are you talking about? I won't just let you put yourself in danger like that. You're coming with us.
You need to be thinking about your own safety right now.
I'm not leaving without you.
I need to wake her up. Every second she spends here is more dangerous than the last. Grab her shoulders and look right into her eyes. Listen. I'll be fine. Do you understand? Seiji is looking for you. He isn't gonna hurt me as long as he knows you're still out there. Go with Yume and hide. I'll follow later. With more tears welling up in her eyes than ever before, she barely lets out a whisper.
Do you promise?
I promise. Now go. There's a part of the floor in the kitchen that can be pulled up to reach the crawl space. If they go through there, they'll eventually get out to the back of the apartment where the garbage is piled. There's a secret tunnel out the crawl space in the basement? Not something you see every day. From that point, they can get to the market through the back alleys and side streets. Normally, I never recommend going that way, but it doesn't look like we have much of a choice. Ai goes in first. She has a petite body, so she easily fits through the gap. Before Yume follows her, she turns to me.
Be careful, Jung.
Don't worry about me. Ai is in your care for now.
Leave it to me. But remember, Jung, I only have 1 week.
I know. I'll see what I can do, but before you go, I want to thank you. I really appreciate everything you've done for us. Not just today, but every time we've hung out. You mean a lot to both of us. I just want you to know that.
Don't get sentimental on me now. You'll make it seem like we'll never see each other again.
She winks at me and gets into the crawl space. I move the floorboard back over the gap and cover it with a mat. Turn around and notice Ai's phone is still here. Forgot to give it back to her. At least I can get in touch with Yume if needs be. If need be. I decided to turn my own phone back on. Now, I just need to wait for Seiji. Figured the chances of calling him, or of him calling or showing up are about the same. That'll do much, but I turn off all the lights and sit on the bed. I need to come up with a plan when he gets here, and go over everything I could possibly say to him again and again in my head. Each option cleverly laid out depending on what he says or does. It's only noon, but I've closed the blinds tight enough so that no sunlight is able to leak into the room. The only light present in my house is that of the computer monitor. Everything is silent. Reminds me of when I first moved in. It was just me, my bed, my computer. It seems so long ago now. I allow a sigh. I guess it makes sense that, yeah, so they wanted to make an AI to test the limits of Young's AI that he could make. But they were worried that it might go crazy and, it might try to take over the world or something. Bad stuff, right? So they put in a countermeasure to make sure that the AI would fail by a certain date. Yeah, safety measure. That makes sense. Yeah. Just days ago, none of us had any worries about anything. The biggest problem we faced was how to get more contacts into Ai's phone. Everything was fine. Why couldn't things just stay like that? Everything is a mess now. Is it really my fault? My thoughts began to race. It wasn't all my doing, was it? I had to be at fault too. I mean, if she had never made herself a body, this never would have happened. Yeah. But she had to make herself a body, or she would, die, basically. Living a normal life with an artificial human? What was I thinking? Of course that can't happen. It's impossible. I never asked for something like this. I wanted her to stay in the computer. If she had just done that, we would have stayed together longer. I mean, would they? I mean, I thought her expiry date was coming up anyway. It was her fault, not mine. I moved to the corner of the room, next to the computer table. Seiji should be here soon. I wait. And I wait. And I wait. The longer this drags on, the worse shape I'm in. I can barely think straight. Anything can happen at any second. I can't even spare a second to try and calm down. An hour passes by. Still nothing. Barely half the day has gone, and it already seems like the longest day of my life. I still have the clock ticking, and the light from my monitor are the only things keeping me company right now. Each second seems longer than the last. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Another hour goes by, then another, then another. I've barely moved. Eventually, I lose track of time. I feel like I've died, and I'm trapped in purgatory, simply waiting to move on to the next stage. I'm trapped here for all eternity without a single thought I can call my own. Is this what it feels like to go mad? Is it Seiji? It has to be. As nervous as I am, I somehow feel at ease. Like the burden of waiting has been lifted. I answer the phone, and wait for the voice at the other end to speak.
Jung.
I remain silent. I had so many things I prepared to say, but I can't seem to find any of them.
Don't want to talk? Fine. Do whatever you want. But here I am on the other end of the phone, trying to give you one last chance. Do you understand me, Jung?
You're not taking anything from me. Seiji begins to get irritated.
How many times are you going to repeat that? Stop trying to act like a hero. Do you remember why we started this project, Jung? To make things better. To make the world better. Why are you so complacent with giving all that up? Snap out of it!
I get it, okay? I'm not an idiot.
Then fix it. This is your last chance.
Seiji hangs up before I have another chance to speak. I take a deep breath and close my eyes. I know what he wants from me. Eventually, I'm sitting in the corner of the room and waiting on my every possible option and every possible outcome. I know what I have to do. I just need to see Yume first. I'm gonna need her help. Ooh, but what is he gonna do? I get off the floor and throw on my jacket, then head for the market. It's dark now. There's not a body in sight. I really did lose track of time in there. I let my feet move by themselves and stare at the ground while I make my way towards Yume's place. It's a walk I've grown accustomed to, so I'm not that worried about not watching the road. But you have to watch for cars on the road. The walk seems so much longer this time around. Finally in front of the bakery. But before I have a chance to open the door, Yume comes flying out. She looks scared.
Young, have you seen Ai? She just disappeared.
What? No, I thought I said I could leave this to you.
I know what I said. I turned around for just a second and there was this note.
A note?
It says she's going back for you.
Oh no.
That she's worried. Young, I'm so sorry.
Forget it. There's something I need to talk to you about.
What? What's wrong?
My thoughts are all jumbled yet again. Without plotting out the exact words, I simply let my mouth move on its own and say everything I'm thinking. If I get taken away, will you stay?
What? What are you talking about?
Just answer the question. If I get taken away, I won't be able to go on without someone there for me. You're the only one that would be left.
Do you have any idea how selfish you sound right now? What happened to helping her?
Ai's fate is inevitable. No matter what we do, nothing is going to work. Seiji is close. That's why I think it's best if we prepare for the worst. But you can stay. You don't have to leave. You're my friend, aren't you? Friends are supposed to be there for each other. I can teach you everything you want to learn. I just need you to. Ooh. Slap. I feel a burn across my right cheek. I get it. I offended her. I understand why, too. I must sound insane right now. I stare at Yume and place my hand against the spot she just slapped.
Listen to yourself. You're just going to give in? Just like that? You said it yourself that friends are supposed to be there for each other.
By now, Yume is screaming loud enough to cause her neighbors to appear out of the windows.
I trust you more than anyone. More than me. She loves you, Young. She loves you more than she loves herself. And you want to just give up on her because you think nothing is going to work? Screw you! If I knew you were the kind of person that would just give up the second things weren't going your way, I never would have.
She pauses to catch her breath.
You were my role model from the second I found out about you. But now that you've shown your true colors, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted with you, and I'm disgusted with myself for not being able to see that right off the bat. I just wants to live a normal life. That's all. She doesn't want to hurt anyone, but you're scared that some guy we've never even seen before is going to get mad at you. So now I has to be the one to suffer? How is that fair?
Well, I mean, he is in the government. But I isn't real, Yume. She stares at me as if I just ended our friendship in one sentence. I can tell she's doing everything in her power to prevent herself from slapping me once more. And Seiji isn't just some guy, he's...
Screw you! I'm keeping Ai with me. Go to hell, Young. Get away from my house.
Take all her insults without flinching. I deserve each and every one of them. All I can do is look down. She slams the door and heads back inside. I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I doubt I'll ever see her again. I'm not sure where I'm headed now. My feet are moving on their own. Can't go home, that much I know. But where else is there? I don't know what to do. Before I know it, I'm back at Reaper's Peak. I guess I came here subconsciously. It's darker than usual here. I stand at the edge of the cliff and close my eyes. I let the wind push against my back. My toes are peering over the ledge. The ocean breeze is colder than I've ever felt before, but the sounds of it become a lullaby, easing me to sleep. Just a moment ago, I could barely think. My head was and is still pounding from the stress. But now, I've come to terms with it. The pain begins to go away. I have nothing to worry about. I open my eyes and look down off the cliff. I wonder if it would hurt. I hear footsteps coming from behind me. Frantic, by a guard trying to prevent another.
Young!
Oh no. Not her. Not I. She's the last person I want to see right now.
Goodness, I finally found you!
She could barely speak from trying to catch her breath.
I went back to the apartment to get you, but you weren't there. I was so scared.
I refuse to turn around. I can't look at her. I won't do it.
Then when I got back to Yume's, she started acting weird, saying all this stuff about how I shouldn't come looking for you. What happened? Do you think maybe she's been working with Seiji? I don't know what else it could be.
It's not that.
It's not like her to act all serious.
I sounds pained, accusing her best friend of conspiring against her.
You know, I thought about coming here first. I know you love this place, but it's such a hike to get up here, and I didn't know if you were feeling up to it.
I continues talking as she inches closer and closer to me. How can she remain so calm at a time like this? Doesn't she know what's going on, how endangered she is?
Don't leave me like that again. It's not nice. You're not supposed to make a girl worry, you know?
She stops walking when she can't get any closer to me. I feel her breath against my neck, wanting nothing more than to pull me from the ledge. But she doesn't. It seems she knew I wouldn't want that, and instead she just stands there, going on and on about how scared she was. It's annoying. Why?
Huh?
Before I knew it, I'm face to face with her. We're just inches apart. She seems so fragile that I could snap her in half if I so much as tried. Why'd you come here?
I was looking for you. Didn't you hear?
So annoying. You shouldn't be here.
What are you talking about? Young, are you okay? What's...
Oh, sorry. Leave. Now. Please.
Young?
You don't belong here. She doesn't say anything this time. She simply stares at me, tears welling up in her eyes, not knowing what to do or how to act. That she'd fall into my arms if I reached out to her. That she'd try to cry to my shoulder and wrap her arms around my back, bawling her eyes like a little girl. Bet Yume was right. Bet Ai does love me. But she really loves me more than herself, more than anything. I bet we'd stay together forever if she was a normal girl. 3 dots. But something within me won't dare let any of this happen. Die. How much of it was real? How much?
Young, what the hell are you talking about?
Everything you showed me. Everything we did together. How much of it was actually you? How am I supposed to know that all these things weren't just pre-planned actions? You don't want to be human, you're just programmed to think that way. Everything about you is fake, Ai. You don't actually enjoy any of this. Single thing was fake.
No, you're wrong. It's all true. My emotions are real, Young. You gave them to me. You gave me everything. Going to the beach with Crump, creating robots with Toshi, painting with Kazu, meeting Yume, everything. And you know it. All of these things only happened to me because of you.
My grip around her neck tightens. Oh boy. Shut up, shut up. Stop it, shut up. I don't want to hear it.
Young, please.
Shut up. Maybe it is my fault, but that means it's my responsibility as well. I can't let things go on like this.
It's not up to you anymore. The old I, the one that was just a program, she's already dead. I'm different. Please, stop.
Still, you only exist because I let it happen, and if you stay any longer, both of us are going to suffer for it. I can't make things work anymore,
Yes, you can. We can. Please, just let go.
She presses her hands against mine, still wrapped around her neck. Even now, they seem soft, delicate, like a flower.
Young, please.
Don't worry, I'll redo everything. I'll get it right the next time. I'll leave out the decay, the boot-up period, everything. The purpose of the project was to prevent something like this from happening in the first place. And I failed. But I won't make the same mistake again. I promise. I'm sorry. She stops struggling and looks me directly in the eyes, tears streaming down her face.
Wanted to be with you.
Ooh. Final burst of strength. Her neck snaps. Her hands pressed against mine just seconds ago go limp and drop to the ground. You create your body way too similar to a real human, but thanks to that, I knew how to end you easily. It's over. It's all over. Summoning the little strength I have left, I stand up and lift her body over my shoulder. She's so light, so beautiful, but in the end, she's just a failed experiment. A combination of mistakes I will never make again. I walk back to the edge of the cliff and drop her body over. 3 dots. I will miss you. Goodbye, Ooh. Ugh. That was dark. That was really dark. Darker than anything I've played on this channel so far, I think. Oh my god. Huh. And that's it. Hmm. Oh, am I supposed to click? Oh, or no? Okay. Oh, sorry. My bad.
Young,
Oh, an epilogue.
did you know that robots don't die?
Oof.
We just reboot.
Oh. What? Oh my gosh. What was that? What was that at the end? You can't just do that to me. What do you mean robots don't die, they just reboot? And then she goes zip zap. Does that mean she actually died? I mean, what's that supposed to mean? Oh my gosh. Okay, wow. So, I gave myself some time to think, and here's my thoughts on the game. First of all, poor I. Actually, poor everyone, to be honest. Apparently, this is the so-called true ending of the game. I'll do one more episode to go back and get the other ending, the good ending, as they say, which I suppose is not the canon ending, since this one is the true ending. Anyways, I think this game built on the themes of the first game pretty well. The first game was more of a demo, really, but as the title says, it's supposed to make you question what you're doing with your life, and, you know, how you should seize the day and all that. The second game expands on that, showing Young at first in despair, basically. Then, when I gets her body, he finds new meaning in life. He changes from a simple shut-in to someone who goes out and eventually wants to go out and do things. I see the character of Crump. I wasn't sure what to think of him at first, but he's sort of a foil to Seiji, I find. Seiji represents control. His whole goal is to find a way to keep Young's AI creating ability in check, along with the AIs he creates. He could no longer control I once she had a body, and thus he seek to capture her. Crump, on the other hand, said that the way to create, to parent and not create non-evil people, basically, was to let them be free, but teach them good values. He said that you really can't control children. They'll learn good things and bad things eventually. But you can shape how they view both the good things and the bad things through instilling good values. This, of course, would apply to I in making her a good AI by, teaching her good things rather than bad things. And judging by the end scene there, maybe Crump was right. It seems they failed to control I in the end, and maybe because Seiji and Young tried to control her, one by trying to capture her, one by just destroying the AI, but that didn't seem to work. It seems like she might be still alive, and it's very Portal-esque, still alive, and maybe angry? It's kind of hard to say. Like, this ending seems to leave, I mean, of course, who wouldn't be angry, but you know what I mean. This ending seems to leave room for a sequel, though I'm not sure the direction they would take it. I mean, the obvious is that it'd be Carpe Diem 3, Ai's back, and she's angry. But that seems a little silly, and I'm not sure that fits like, thematically. If she is back and angry, though, I mean, who will she be angry at? She could be angry at Young, obviously, but she also loves Young, so it could be sort of like maybe like a yandere kind of thing, where she goes to find, like, on a journey of revenge to find Seiji and possibly anyone who wants to separate her from Young or something. I don't know. Could be something like that. I kind of wish the ending part had been a little longer. You may have said she had another week, so I didn't expect it to end with most of the week left. I kind of expected it to transition from more of like a... Well, for a lot of the game, it was slice of life stuff with a little bit of serious stuff mixed in. And I kind of expected to go to like being mostly serious stuff with a little bit of slice of life mixed in, but the ending was rather short compared to the length of the, slice of life. As much as it hurts me to say this, maybe Young was right in the end? In a way. Towards the end, he was talking about how foolish it was to be friends with an AI, as opposed to, a real person. Which made me think when he emailed his old girlfriend, who seems kind of oddly placed in the story, like that whole email sequence. One of the things keeping him from going back to her was the fact that I was around. That's why he said he couldn't go back. So yeah, a big theme of this game is dealing with loss. He and obviously the girlfriend deal with, the fallout from killing Adam and stuff. And maybe after killing Adam and I is now lost, he can finally go back to his old life. Maybe, go be with his girlfriend like he should be with a proper human instead of an AI. I don't know. Is that what they're trying to tell us? I'm not really sure. Anyways, I mean, they could go do something with that, I suppose, in the third game. He could be back with the Kanyushinti and all that. Could be interesting, but yeah. I think that's enough analysis for now. Next episode, I'll do the good ending and maybe some more analysis then. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.